Rashod Bateman played 6 games, weeks 1 through 4, and then weeks 7 and 8. He did not play more than 68% of snaps in any of the games, which is a massive disappointment. In 2021, we didn't see Rashod Bateman eclipse 75% of snaps until week 15. But from that point on, we saw Rashod Bateman in week 15 get some red zone targets and touchdowns and air yards, and that's really nice. We like to see those types of things, but it didn't consistently translate for Bateman, and then he suffered injuries. Looking at some of the metrics from this year, only an 18% target share, which is not what we wanted to see, but a nearly 26% target rate, among some of the best in the NFL, right? When he's running out there, running routes and getting snaps, he's getting targets. It's a matter of, is the coaching staff going to play Rashod Bateman in a full-time role? He only ran routes on 64% of snaps, and that was down from last year. His route participation last year was 75%. He needs to get closer to that 80% route participation for us to be happy about his role in this offense. It was actually very disappointing. So 2.59 yards per route run is respectable, but to see 5, 7, 4, 6, 5 targets, actually playing 55% of the snaps or so, like, he's going to get the targets, but it's a matter of, is he going to play a full role? Is he going to get the snaps? That's the frustrating thing, is we didn't get enough of a sample the second year, but we did get a couple nice spike weeks. We saw 1 week where he was wide receiver 13, week 2 against Miami, that blow up game for Lamar Jackson, and week 1 against the Jets as well, a respectable defense against DJ Reed, who ended up being a shutdown corner. 13.9 fantasy points, 2 for 59 on 108 air yards and 5 targets. So Rashod Bateman is a player that I put a poll for my Twitter. Do you want Rashod Bateman in Dynasty or Amari Cooper? Because they're back to back on Keep Trade Cut right now. And 75% of people said Rashod Bateman. 75%. I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn because I do love Bateman's route running. I do love Bateman's talent profile. Like, first round pick, only 23 years old still. And I love his comp. On Player Profiler, his comp is Stephon Diggs. And it took years for Diggs to evolve from this like sporadic spike game talent, like extreme talent, but it would only hit sporadically, to a consistent fantasy producer. It took years of maturing as that route runner to get open and to learn about the NFL, especially because he's only 6 foot 190. So not like a big time alpha. Those players have to learn their way around the field a little bit better. They're not going to be able to bully players like they were more likely to in college. So Rashod Bateman is an interesting player that I think a fine wide receiver 3. He's going to give you some wide receiver 2 weeks. He's going to give you some wide receiver 3 weeks. Fine. But I wonder what his ADP is going to be like come 2023. I'm pulling up Underdog's way too early ADPs right now so I can talk about that particular question. And if you haven't played on Underdog, use the promo code FFF for 100% first time deposit match up to $100. Okay, let's talk Bateman here. So Bateman's wide receiver 39 in way too early drafts on Underdog. I don't hate that. Outside the top 36 of wide receivers, with being the wide receiver 1 on his team potential, sure, I'll take some shots on Rashod Bateman. I don't hate that at all.